La la la.
Okay, Stevie G here, Black on Red, Cork's Red FM, and we have got Minnie Marley, one of my favourite artists from Cork and Ireland. She's in the studio, and we're here to just shoot the breeze a little bit. We're really proud to be doing this project, celebrating over 20 years of Black on Red. And Minnie has been one of my favourite artists, as I mentioned, all through that time. So, Minnie, you're welcome to the studio.
What's up?
I've watched you grow as an artist. How are things at the moment, first, in 2022? Things seem to be happening for you. You've got a lot of music coming out and you are doing a lot of performances. So, it's exciting times.
Yeah, 2022 has been the most exciting time ever. I started off with like no songs like 3 years ago though I had no songs, and then 2020 I released my first music video, and then 2021 I just kept releasing music, and now I have so many songs, starting off from covers to only having one song to having now like a huge set list.
Yeah.
And more shows and more shows. I have a lot more gigs now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all of that, but like developing, when you're up on stage, that's when you really realise that, hang on, I have to have these shows together. I have to have these songs, we'll say.
Yeah.
Because when you start off, it's hard for artists because they might know one or two and then they have a couple of covers and you're kind of filling it out a little bit. But you've got a bit of a repertoire now. You've got some videos. We'll talk about it all. You've got a producer as well, Billy GRC, who's doing some brilliant beats. But you can really see now that we've even had to, in some of the sets lately, it's almost you have to cut one or two of the tracks down because there's so much of it there. And there's different remixes and you still have one or two covers. But years ago, when we first worked together, like you had a couple of little bits. You did the Melanin track, which we'll talk about. But it's really cool because you're exploring stuff about identity and stuff. And it's important, I guess, for you because like you would have come here from South Africa as only a youngster. So what age were you when you came to Ireland?
I was 8, around that. Yeah, I came with my little brother. It was just the two of us. They put us on a plane and we came by ourselves.
Oh my God.
And when we arrived at the airport, it was so awkward because we were just like these two little kids with no parents at the airport and stuff. We didn't know where we were going. We thought we were going to London. And then when we arrived, they asked us, where are you guys going? We were like, we're going to London. And then they thought like we were lost. We're in the wrong place, but we're in the right place. We were in the right country in the end. And it took them a while as well to find our mother. So it was just like
that is wild. I mean, that's an amazing experience. As you say, very traumatic. And it was Cork you arrived in?
No, we arrived in Dublin.
Okay.
And our mother was in Galway.
Okay.
And yeah, and my brother was only like 4. And then like, it was just so awkward. Oh my God.
Okay. And what was it like? Because you can remember when you're 8, you know what I mean? You can remember, like I can remember stuff when I was 8. So what was it like going from a country like South Africa to Cork?
It actually not really much different. Like
We're on the same timeline.
yeah, it's not really much different.
Okay.
Actually, like cultural wise, I think it wasn't that much of a difference.
Yeah, we've a lot of similarities. A lot of Cork and South African similarities. People, the humour, the people like sport, music. We're on the same actual timeline, as I say. People like food, people like the party, people like house music. There's been some...
Yeah, people love house music in South Africa.
Because I know even my friends Fish Go Deep, and I know you know them as well. I know their music is really popular in South Africa, and people couldn't believe that they were actually Irish.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. So what was it like adapting to, before we get on to the music and stuff, what was it like adapting into like school life and all that? Like, was it okay?
School was awkward. Like all overall, everything was okay, but school was a bit awkward. School was so different. Like there wasn't many kids of color in school, and like kids are so mean. So like kids were just like always tormenting me and stuff.
Yeah.
Like. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's changed obviously now.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a much more multicultural society, whatever it is. Maybe nearly 20 years on, I guess. And things have changed, and it's definitely, we know more from the teachers, from the schools, from society as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was first DJing, like, I knew all the black people in Cork, we'll say, right? And now, like, it's just changed so much over
Yeah.
like, it's been mass immigration now, and it's
There's
changed because
loads now.
normally Irish people go to other places, but now it's actually been the first time in the last 20, 25 years that people have come here. And it's really interesting that Ireland kind of keeps saying that, like, we're all about 1,000 welcomes and Céad Míle Fáilte, but sometimes we've had challenges as a country of, oh, are you actually going to just put your money where your mouth is? Because we always boast about how our
Yeah.
pubs and our music is all over the world, and we're all proud of that. But like, now that people come here, we have to kind of just basically just welcome them. And it's interesting, one of the ways of doing that is through music, entertainment, through sport, through other things. And you've
Yeah.
been one of all of the artists in this series are coming from a different angle, most of them from different communities, bringing different sounds to us, amalgamating with what we've got here, with people like me and with other people, and just finding your own way, finding your own voice. And so it has been an interesting journey. So when you were like, can you remember when you were like, okay, when you were here, right, first, can you remember even the songs you were listening to the radio, your first time you heard music? Was it like artists that you can remember? Who?
When I was younger, like my mom used to belt a lot of R&B songs. Well, she used to like belt Aaliyah,
Cool.
Sierra.
Oh, yes.
Michael Jackson was always on. I remember the first time I saw Michael Jackson was in Africa on a TV, and I was just so stunned. I was just like, how is he moving like that? And how is he dancing like that? And I used to think it was all fiction and it was all fake.
Wow.
But
That's how good he
then
was.
yeah, then I watched some videos of him performing live later on when YouTube
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah.
when I discovered YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, it's actually real.
It's incredible.
But yeah, Whitney Houston as well,
Yeah.
from the car, just CDs that like older
Great
people
R
kind
and
of
B,
like.
timeless music. What
Yeah,
about some reggae vibes? You got
Bob
Minnie Marley, so you
Marley.
obviously
Bob
have
Marley was always
Bob Marley. Like
belting
Bob
as
Marley,
well.
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all of these artists are global, universal artists. Even
Yeah.
Aaliyah, I can picture Aaliyah, and I remember the day she died because I was DJing her stuff when she was 13 or 14. But I remember, like, she's kind of like, it's kind of like timeless. So I can only ever picture.
Yeah.
No, she died young, but I can only remember her or picture her as being 20 forever. But I know in 100 years' time, they'll be listening to Aaliyah and Bob Marley and Tupac and Lauryn Hill or whoever. But the interesting thing for me is that you like Aaliyah's music even sounds almost better now than it even did then. Like, it's because if you
Yeah.
create something like with that vibe, and that's why people still listen to Bob Marley and all of them. And were you singing then when you were like in the shower and stuff when you were a kid, or
Yeah, I used to sing in the
what were
shower
you singing,
and
like
stuff.
Beyonce or Rihanna or whatever?
Yeah, I remember I got Rihanna, my first CD that I ever bought, because you only have so much money when you're young. You only get so
Yeah,
much money in the week. And I got Rihanna CD.
cool.
That was the first CD that I actually bought with my own money.
Which one was it? The early one,
It
Ponder
was the
Replay and all
Ponder
that?
Replay one.
Oh, what
Yeah,
a
it
banger.
had Ponder Replay, and it had like that song.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was only
yeah.
3 songs. And then there was a reggae song. I think it was only 3 songs in
Yeah,
it, or
if
four
it had the
songs.
second single was
There
If It's
wasn't
Love,
much.
and yeah, the one with
Yeah,
the
if it's loving that you
di-di-di-di-di-di.
want,
Oh, what
come
a
take it
tune that
over
is.
me.
Oh my God.
Da-
And it's amazing that with Rihanna, it took her a while to get her identity, that like people were calling her like a mini Beyonce for a while, and people didn't. There was a big artist signed to Def Jam at the same time. What's her name? Tierra Marie or something,
Terry.
something like that. And she was the one that they were tipping, but Rihanna had. I remember
Yeah.
hearing an interview recently where the producer L.A. Reid, who was in charge of the whole thing, said when he heard I think it was the second album, was it Good Girl Gone Bad or
Yeah,
around
Good
that.
God, But Gone Bad.
When I remember he was listening to that and he said, like, this one is going to be
Yeah,
the
that album was
yeah.
crazy.
And
Every Rihanna
she's
album
still
was
an
just.
icon. And what about your own? Like, when did you start? Did you ever like start singing in public? Like, how did that all happen? Like,
I just like sang in my room for ages. I started singing in public, just like in school, because I went to an all girls school and we had the choir, and it was you had no choice. We had to be Everyone had to be in the choir.
yeah,
So just singing in mass, like we just be
Ave
singing,
Maria and all the jams.
yeah, singing the hymns in mass.
Yeah, yeah,
That was how I started actually singing
cool.
publicly, was church.
And so many artists come from church, whether it's
Yeah.
Beyonce, whether it's Aretha Franklin, whether it's Nina Simone or
Yeah,
whatever.
church.
That's interesting. And when did you perform, we'll say, in Cork or whatever? Was that around the time with Lab TV with Fortune?
No, the first time that I performed, it was like in 2009 or something, 2008. It was in Middleton.
Okay.
There was like a talent show. I remember I seen it on the newspaper.
Oh, wow.
And then like all my friends were like, "Oh, Minnie, you're good, you know, you
Cool.
should like start
What were you
singing and
singing? Was
stuff."
it cover?
Yeah, I sang Mariah Carey, Hero.
Oh, cool.
And
Good
then I sang, well, I don't even remember what other song I sang. But yeah, I sang Mariah Carey here. And you know Keston?
Yeah, of course.
Keston was
He's in part of the series as well. He's been interviewed as
he
part
was
of the
in that
series.
competition. That's
wow.
where I first met
I'm going to
Keston.
ask him about that, man.
There was loads of other kids there.
Yeah.
But I remember Keston precisely because we became friends after through
Cool.
that competition. Yeah, it was a great
And he was your hype
competition.
man in your last show on Cypress Avenue as well.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
became, he actually really helped drive that on because he was doing the whole Jamaican thing up there.
Yeah, he was so hype. He's always been hyped
He's brilliant.
like that
He's
and
brilliant.
stuff. But yeah, that was it. That was my first
Cool.
talent show, and I won the talent show.
Okay,
I
cool.
did not expect to win. I remember I didn't tell my parents. Nobody knew. Like I would do stuff, but I wouldn't tell. Like I wouldn't tell people in the house that I was doing it. I
Too
would
modest.
Do it, yeah, I would do it undercover. I would just
Okay.
like say I'm going just
On the low,
going
on the DL.
outside or whatever, and
right.
I'd be like on stage in a talent show or
Yeah.
somewhere, and the next thing my friends are like, I'm coming home, and I'm like, look, I want this.
Cool.
This one. They're like, okay.
Excellent.
Then they started like seeing it. Okay, oh, she's actually.
I remember around the time we met, you've been doing some stuff with, like you did some Lab TV shows, we did some club shows. We did a lot of stuff, actually. It was cool. And it kind of went stop-start, and we kind of rejuvenated doing some shows in the last couple of years. But like your music has definitely developed. You were kind of finding your feet at the time. We did a cool thing. Remember, we did Melanin, and you did that. So it was
Yeah.
about identity, and
I
even
think that was like the first thing that I actually
the video you did.
wrote.
Yeah.
Like lyrically. Well, I had like loads of lyrics. I think those were the first ones that I ever exposed.
So tell us about it, because it was about stuff. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that stuff now. Maybe at the time there wasn't as many people talking about, but you were talking about like bleaching skin and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it was so deep. Oh my
yeah, but that's good. Like so.
But yeah, it was just like it was like when I first wrote it, it was supposed to be a poem that I was reciting for Africa Day, and then it kind of like turned into a rap when I listened to like the beat and stuff. Because I think around that time Cardi B had came out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me try it out and see if.
I remember encouraging you to do rap.
People, yeah.
Because you were
the
doing
rap-
Bodak Yellow, and you could rhyme.
Yeah,
So.
Bodak Yellow was out, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let me try and
Yeah.
see, because I was still discovering my sound as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I hadn't done any original songs, so I didn't know if I was a singer, if I was a rapper,
Yeah.
if I was what was I. I was just experimenting.
It's cool though.
But yeah, that Melanin was just about.
Our guy did a
me
cool
and
video
stuff.
too. Cupid Visuals.
Oh yeah, keep it visual.
That was a good video. A great video.
Yeah, that was a great video and stuff.
It was
But,
great.
I
And
feel
over
like
the
it was
years.
just about what people were going through at the time, and even now,
Mm.
like people of color still like they go through that and stuff, and it was just like the whole bleaching thing. It still happens even now. Like even Michael Jackson, for instance.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's been happening.
No, I
for
know there's
ages,
been complicated reasons
where
maybe
people
behind his.
change their
But it is important that.
complexion to be lighter.
So when you're young, as a black girl, being young, say in Cork or whatever, sometimes, okay, you mention all the artists that you could see, but sometimes you don't see, we'll say, in your school, all of the teachers were white, all of the people in, all the
I
guards,
never had a
all the
black
judges,
teacher.
all the people in the shops. So there's different reasons why people
Yeah, you just want to fit in.
try to fit in or whatever.
Yeah.
But thankfully, your music has really developed, I have to say, respect in the last few years. Particularly, I love the way Billy GRC is doing loads of the production.
Yeah.
And it's you kind of getting your sound, because you got the, I like the dancehall, the Jamaican stuff, the Afro stuff. And you've got that kind of, that swing to it. But you still have the rap element, that kind of street element. And it's all music is always the different influences put together. But there's also the reggae. There's other.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely loads
so
of influences.
Billy's style. You've got a good thing going with the music there. It's really cool.
Yeah,
So tell us a bit about that. Like, how does that work
yeah.
when you're producing the stuff?
Billy's a really good he's a really good producer because like you said, I'm like different elements, you know. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not like one genre or style of
Yeah.
music. So he's very good at like, I don't know, like opening up like and being, I don't know, creative and
Yeah.
diverse and able to like fit into my sound and whatever I
Yeah.
wanna
And
create.
it works in
Which is
clubs.
usually like experiment.
Yeah.
It's usually like something that's
It's clubby
not
and it
really.
works in festivals too. Like it has to swing because you go like
Yeah.
when we do the performance in a second, even in a studio like this, you move around, you dance. So
Yeah, I
performing is
can't.
what you're best at, I guess.
Yeah, performing is my thing. I hate standing in one place
Yeah.
and the microphone stand and the microphone and the lead and
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
have to stand there. I
You're
hate
too
that.
impatient for it.
I have to move around. I
Yeah,
have to be
yeah.
moving around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just feel weird. I just feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I have to be moving around. I have to
And
be.
over the years in the shows
Have
too,
to
they've
be.
developed. You've had different dancers. We've had different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like obviously, within reason, sometimes it's just me or it's Billy or whoever. The budget isn't there. Sometimes when we're doing a festival, but even then, you make it happen, and you might bring some dancers, and you move
Yeah.
around, and your personality is coming through. Obviously, if we had unlimited money, you'd be putting it together with all the extra,
Yeah, if
all the
I
extra stuff.
had unlimited money, I would have loads of
That might come. That might
dancers.
come. Tell
Like-
us, yeah, because the festivals like we did all together now in Waterford, we're going to be doing by the time this airs, we'll have done Electric Picnic, I guess, and you did big headline show on Cypress Avenue. So you really come when the bigger stages and the bigger sound.
I'm more comfortable
Yeah.
on a bigger stage than a small stage. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like this different feeling. 'Cause
Yeah.
First, I have more space to move around
Yeah.
because I can't stand in one spot, so I
Yeah.
feel more free. So I can move around, I can jump around, I can, I can really like be myself on the stage when it's a bigger stage and more people. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I feed off the energy of the crowd as well. When they're like hyped, they just like it hypes me up. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're
It's like
naturally a good
feeling you
performer.
get.
Like we did It Takes a Village as well. We were just coming out of the lockdown, but no, like at festivals, you always win over people. So the cool thing about a
Yeah.
festival is there's always half the people will have never seen you before. They just end up there.
Yeah.
They're just walking through, and you'll end up winning them. And that's a big challenge, I think, because that's how you spread the word. That's why people go on tour. That's why people
yeah,
work it,
everything is word of
and it's really
mouth.
cool. So what's going
Yeah.
like? We've actually got through a lot. You told me you were shy. You talk forever, like you're comfortable.
No.
We got through a lot. So what's for the future for Minnie Marley anyway?
I really don't know. Like
Hmm.
my hopes would be like what we said, to
Yeah.
have loads of dancers like on the stage with me, like a big crew,
Yeah.
Like a big crew when it comes to my clothes, when it
Yeah.
comes to like the stage performances, like like a choreographer. Is that how I say?
Choreographer, yeah.
Yeah, a choreographer to make like
yeah.
dance
Stylist,
routines.
all that kind of thing.
Stylist, like
You got the
Michael
steady
Jackson,
drip.
like really put on a show, like a
Yeah.
show.
Cool.
That would be like,
All right, that's the dream. And get
That's
more
the
music
dream.
out and just
get more
enjoy it, I
music
guess.
out. Yeah, get more music
Cool.
out and just enjoy it and just have
All right,
fun.
cool.
And obviously, if I ever get it to make it that big, then movies,
Yeah.
yeah,
All that kind of thing.
all that kind of stuff.
All right, just keeping creative, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, as much as it's a limited situation, I am looking forward to seeing the little performance here in Red FM. We've done it before, but this is cool, and I've asked you to kick off this whole Black on Red series because you're one of my favourites from Cork. We're good friends, but also I believe in the music 100%, and I am looking forward to hearing more, doing more festivals, and yes, to seeing what happens on the journey. So,
Yeah.
Minnie Marley, let's go and perform.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go. Black on Red in session. Minnie Marley.
You wanna play with a player like me? Walk one way, say want me. Never ever had a girl like me. A little bird told me you like tree. I know your girlfriend is like me. Waste man, I'm a cup of tea. Me not care, baby girl, try me. One chance, me no do strike three. Like us, sparkles, why say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. Amuse me, don't use me, my way. Like us, sparkles, why say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. No way, you can hit the highway. Don't play with a girl like me. You get burnt, play a girl like me. Your new girlfriend named Shelly, and me hurt that her breath smelly. Me keep clean, more fresh Nike. Bumper big, me at work daily. See me face to face already. Sweet move, Ali and Jelly. Like us, sparkles, why you say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. Amuse me, don't use me, my way. Like us, sparkles, why you say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. No way, you can hit the highway. You wanna play with a player like me? Never ever had a girl like me.
RedFM, Minnie Marley in the house.
I know your girlfriend is like me.
Live in the studio for Black on Red.
Me not care, baby girl, try me.
This song is called My Way.
Three. Like us, sparkles, why you say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. Amuse me, don't use me, my way. Like us, sparkles, why you say? Don't do this, do that, who say? Go my way, your way, two-way. No way, you can hit the highway.
Let's go.
Warm it up, la la, la la, la. The girls are waiting, la la, la la, la. Warm it up,
it's an exclusive.
La la, la, la.
Coming soon.
The girls are waiting. Got bad paintings in my yard chillin'. Them look real good, 1 pounder, yum. The thing looks sweet, want a quick taste. Straight aim, not no way. Slim waist, ties them thick, want a quick taste. Big body girl, 1 pounder, yum. Big body girl, 1 pounder, yum. La la, la la, la. Warm it up, la la, la la, la. The girls are waiting, la la, la la, la. Warm it up, la la, la la, la. Gymnastics, banded chewing gum. Bend down, bad. I saw you like it. Bad man, jiggle body, put it down. Jiggle body, keep walk one. Jiggle body, put hard. Come to the yard, come through to the yard. Come to the yard, got bad girls chillin' in the yard. Come to the yard, come through to the yard.
Oh yeah.
Come to the yard,
Minnie
got
Marley.
bad girls chillin' in the yard. Got bad paintings in my yard chillin'. Them look real good, 1 pounder, yum. The thing looks sweet, want a quick taste. Straight aim, no way. Slim waist, ties them thick, want a quick taste. Big body girl, 1 pounder, yum. Big body girl, 1 pounder, yum. La la, la la, la. Warm it up, la la, la la, la. The girls are waiting, la la, la la, la. Warm it up, la la, la la, la. Gymnastic bandit chewing gum.
Oh yeah. Turning the studio into a festival.
I saw you like it. bad man. Jiggle body, put it down. Jiggle body, walk one. Jiggle body, bad. Come to the yard, come through to the yard. Come to the yard, go bad girls chillin' in the yard. Come to the yard, come through to the yard. Come to the yard, go bad girls chillin' in the yard.
Woo!
That's it.
Shout out to Stevie, yeah.